Well, it's that time of year again. The honeysuckle's blooming, and very shortly, this campground's going to smell very sweet.
Hi everyone, Dee here from Homestead Rewind. Today I want to talk about how I am taking measures to learn how to make my own compost. After a lot of studying on YouTube videos, I think I've come up with a method that works great for me here at the campground. Come along and I'll show you. I've watched hundreds of YouTube videos and there are thousands of different ways to make your own compost pile. Since I live in a campground, it makes it a little bit challenging to have a place to throw your garbage. Now, that being said, I did come up with an idea that I thought would work really well, and so far it seems like it is. One of the most important things when growing a garden is having good soil. And good soil is expensive, and I know that very soon I'm going to be going back to the farm, and that's going to be one of our biggest expenses. So it's important to me that I learn how to grow my own compost, really, to put in my gardens to make my soil better. One of the first steps that I use is these carpet squares laying on the ground. The earthworms like to get up underneath them, so I come out every day and collect them up. Look guys, look what's in my worm bed. What is it? I think it's a millipede. Yeah, a millipede. Boy, he's big. I mean, look at my finger. I don't think I want to mess with him too much. I laid these carpet squares out and they stay moist underneath, and sometimes when I come out, I always check to make sure there are no earthworms under there. Oh, there's a tiny one. He looks like he might be hungry. Always pick these up and save them to take and put over in my compost bin. I have some potato peels on the ground underneath a cardboard box, and almost always there are earthworms under there. That one got away from me before I had a chance to get him. They're a little bit warmer today, so they're a little bit faster. I found an old trash can that wasn't being used anymore and started filling it up with just my scraps. Eggs, potato peelings, onion peelings, any kind of vegetable scraps, plus my coffee grounds and my tea leaves that were left over after making my tea. I also put some of the straw that I found from last year's hay rides in there. I found leaves, dead leaves, sticks, put all that in there. And I use that to cover up my scraps, and that keeps the smell down. It really does not smell at all. You would think it would. And you would think it'd be full of bugs, but actually there are very few flying insects around this compost bin. I went down to the other side of the park by the creek and got some regular, just plain old dirt so that the microbes that were in the dirt could multiply and help decompose. I don't have any holes in the bottom of this because I go and pick up earthworms and put in there, and I don't want them to escape. But I do keep it underneath the edge of my camper here. You can see that, so that I can control how much moisture gets in there. I don't want it to get too wet because then it will stink, because it will actually be rotting instead of decomposing. I'm hoping that this works. So far it seems like it is, but I'll let you guys know later on how it worked out for me. Last year on my regular YouTube channel, I did a video, posted a video of where I had experimented with container gardening. Container gardening is something that's pretty new to me. I've always had a garden in the ground and been really frustrated with rocks and weeds. So after last year, I've decided that raised bed or container gardening is the way I'm going to go on my homestead when we get rewound. But you can see my tomato plants are doing really good. I grew them in this exact same spot last year in the exact same tubs, and they were huge. I don't know how, some of you may have seen the videos. I am notorious for dumpster diving around here, and here is why. These two containers got thrown in the dumpster after last season, and I went and scavenged them out. I don't know why you would throw these away. They're perfect for vegetables. You can see that my radishes and my carrots are coming up great in there. And my radish is even making some radishes. You can see that on the bottom. This is a celery that I have bought at the store, come home, used all the celery off of it, and cut it down, you know, just to where the roots start forming. And I set it in water and let it grow some roots, and then I stuck it in this dirt out here, and it's done great. Beautiful green leaves, and it tastes a lot better than the original celery that I bought from the store. Guys, look at my sweet peas. Look at them bloom. I am so excited about this. This container that I have my cilantro and my beets in was actually the bottom side of an old couch that we got rid of out of the camper. It already had holes in it and seemed like the perfect little garden bed for a campground. And so far, it's working out great. These, I actually started these from seed. This is my cauliflower, and so I'm pretty excited that they made it this big. I had never started cauliflower from seed, and I've had very little success in growing cauliflower in the ground. But I did get them to grow a little while, so hopefully they will go ahead and make me some cauliflowers later on in spring. One thing I am so excited about is my potatoes. Look at those babies. They're so pretty and green. This, again, is a container that I dug out of the dumpster. It has a crack in the bottom of it, so I didn't really even have to drill a hole or anything in it. I found some of that straw from last year's hay rides, filled it halfway up with that straw, and then I put dirt on top of that. And they really love that. I don't know how many potatoes I'm going to get out of there. I'm just excited that they're growing. This is my little nasturtium. I finally got a nasturtium from seed to grow. Took me 3 or 4 tries. How many potatoes will grow in a 5-gallon bucket? We're gonna find out. This plant right here is actually, it's the craziest thing. This plant is actually a garbanzo bean plant. I literally took a garbanzo bean, dried garbanzo bean that I got from the Amish in the bulk, and planted that in there, and it sprouted this pretty plant. I've never grown garbanzo beans before. I don't know if any of you guys have. Let me know what you think about that. The thyme came back from last year. I'm just so amazed by that. So the thyme actually looked like this with the sticks, so I didn't really think it was coming back, but all of a sudden it just started sprouting little leaves, and it's getting fuller and fuller. I'm pretty excited. That overwintered in a container. I didn't have to take it in or anything. It sat out all winter long and still came back. My basils are doing good. Now these I actually bought plants because I just couldn't wait for basil, and I've already been harvesting off of these. But I have lots of little basils coming up here and there, and even some purple basils somewhere. I don't know where they are right now. This is stevia. For the first time, I am growing stevia and knowing what I'm going to do with it. I had grown stevia back on the old homestead originally and did not know how to use it and had no resources to tell me how. I knew on the package that it was a sugar substitute, but that's all I knew about it. I didn't really know how to use it or implement it into my cooking. But thanks to YouTube, I do know now. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up for today. I will be posting a video in a short time, part 2 to why we are rewinding our homestead. If you didn't catch that first video, you might want to go back and look at it. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and put a thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. If there is somebody that you think is interested or would be interested in my videos, go ahead and share all you want. Until next time, love and peace to everyone.